Yo, it's me and okay, it's me. Yo, it's Elissa and I'm back with another video. But I'm gonna be doing a story time. This is gonna be one of my first story time, but it's kind of like just settling. So I'm not sure if I should really talk about that. So it's gonna be a story time on my roommate. Well, not like my roommate, but like having a roommate. So yeah, we're gonna start with that. So I have my makeup here. I'm gonna do my makeup even though I'm not really going anywhere. It's just for like something to do so I'm not staring at myself. I am in college and my first year and a half I was dorming. Now if you told me everything that was going to happen a year ago that happened now, like I probably wouldn't dorm. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably pick a different college, hopefully. So I am from Pennsylvania, so I thought dorming in New York was gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so cool. There's gonna be so many people there, but like not too many. Cause I had like realistic kind of thoughts. So I knew there was gonna be people there, but I didn't think there was gonna be like barely anybody there. So my freshman class fit in like, what was it, 12 to 20 rooms in the dorm. That was my freshman class of college. It was so little. Everybody knew each other within the first week. Oh, I just got it in my eye. So everybody knew each other within the first week. Also, this is gonna be a long video, so please get some snacks and whatever you want to eat, drink, or do. We were in a room of 4. There was 4 beds, but it was like an open space, so it was like no closed doors except for like the bathroom. The bathroom was in the room, and that was the only door besides like the room door that we had. So it was like a big kitchen. It was like 2 beds on this side, separated with a little wardrobe closet thing and a desk. So each bed had a desk and a little wardrobe. So it was like 2 on this side, 2 on that side. The girl that I met at orientation, let's call her Lizzie. So I was on this side, Lizzie was on that side. There's another girl, let's call her Katrina. Katrina was behind Lizzie, and then there was another girl, which we're not gonna give her a name because she didn't even stay that long. So she stayed for like a week, I think, and then she went back home because she was homesick or whatever. I really don't know, because me and Lizzie were like together, and then her and Katrina were together. So I don't really know why, and I forget, because I definitely know I asked. Me being nosy, I asked. I just forget. So that happened. The semester started, blah blah blah. The girl left, and it was just me, Lizzie, and Katrina. 2 semesters went by. We were still in the same room. Me and Katrina were in the honors program, so we had to stay the summer semester to continue school. But Lizzie had to go, like, she could leave, so she did. I think that's when she left. They wanted us to move out, so we moved out into another 4-person room, but in a different dorming building. But it was like right across. So they had us move before the winter semester, like literally a day or 2 before. We had to move everything out of our room into another building, into that room. And mind you, we didn't have our key for the other building yet, because we were gonna get it when we come back. That's what they told us. So moving this stuff back and forth was just a lot. And then I remember that I had to leave the same day we were moving and it was just too much. Just me and Katrina moved into the building, and I remember the dorm resident director or whatever, she was rushing us. I had to leave the same day, so I was rushing. It was just a mess, and I was so mad that they did that to us, because if you're gonna move somebody to a different building, please let them know like a week in advance. But no, they wanted to let us know a couple days before. And I was just so mad because we weren't ready to move. So we were in like a suite room, so it was 4 people again, but it was a room. It was 2 rooms instead of the whole room. So it was 2 people, and then we both had a door to our rooms. So then we had a kitchen, and then we had like a living space. So, oh, and a bathroom, of course. The bathroom was in there. So when we come back, everything is cool. They had us do like a roommate agreement thing. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Katrina. She's a little judgmental at first. Like, she'll be like she's just judgmental off the bat until she gets to know the person. Then she's like, oh, they're cool. But like, she doesn't give them a chance in the beginning. I'm not really sure if she's like that still now, but that's what I've noticed living with her. So right off the bat, the girls were like, oh, we like to keep a really clean room. We like to clean together. Our other roommates didn't clean. And while we're moving in, the girl that was living in our room was moving out. So everything was just a mess. Like, literally just a mess. And she was spilling all the tea on them. She said they like to party, they like to have fun. But, like, our campus, you can't do that because it's a dry campus, and you can't smoke either, or you will get, like, in some type of trouble. So we were like, oh, really? Like, oh, wow. They're taking that risk. And then us being honor students, we really can't risk it because we can get kicked out. We're just like taking it all in, like not even like putting in our 2 cents. We were just listening to her talk about them. And then the other 2 roommates, like after she moved out, they were like, oh yeah, she was messy, she didn't clean up after herself, she had like people in here all the time. They're just like going back and forth, spilling all the tea, all the unnecessary tea. So we finally moved in after the roommate agreement contract, and then after a while, Katrina started to get annoyed with the other 2 smoking weed in the bathroom and in their room. And it became a really big problem. At one point, they were getting mad at us, and then Katrina was getting mad at them. I was just really annoyed because, like, I'm like, why can't we just talk about stuff? Like, okay, so, like, if there was dishes in the sink, it got to the point where our dishes would be separated, and I wouldn't expect somebody to clean my dishes. Like, I know, like, if I made a dish, I'll clean it, but I'm not gonna clean it right after I just put it in the sink. Like, I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I might wait until the next day to wash my dish. They would like, oh, like if the garbage was sitting out, sometimes we'd be in a rush to class and just not take it out, and then they would get mad because they would have to take it out. Like, little things like that. It's like really petty thinking about it now. We took the garbage out too. It's not like we never touched the freaking garbage bag. So it came to the point where our dishes were separated. They would start writing notes all over the room about like what we needed to clean. And Katrina got an attitude about it because it's really embarrassing to have somebody come in and be like, because they did have people come in and they would like be like, oh yeah, we put notes up on the room because they're dirty and they don't clean after themselves. Like shit, like, yes we do. It was just embarrassing, and I I talked to both of them one-on-one. Oh, so okay. So the two roommates, there was one that was graduating that semester. So she only stayed for a semester, but she was still getting mad at us. That's when the dishes started to separate. The next semester was a younger girl. It was her first semester, but the other girl's third semester or third year or something like that. So that's when the notes started to go up. That's when dirt piles started to be left in front of our room. That's when garbage was like sitting at the door. It was just a whole bunch of like petty, childish little things going on. But yeah. So Katrina started to get really annoyed, and she had like some kind of fight with them, and I wasn't there. I was in class, so I really don't know what really happened. I just got one side of the story and one side of the story because I am not the type of person to be caught up in the bull. So I had a conversation by myself because, okay, so I had a conversation with the two roommates by myself because Katrina didn't want to sit down with them and talk to them. I asked her, I was like, do you want to come with me? Because I'm going to go and sit down and talk to them and tell them like how I feel about everything that's going on and what we can do. And she was like, no. I was like, okay, so then your problem is your problem. I'm not in it. If you have a problem with them, that doesn't involve me. So I went to go sit down with them, and I was like, oh, it's like really embarrassing for you guys to have like those notes up there. If you want us to clean, like just tell me, like I'm not gonna be offended. I'm not gonna feel any type of way. Like if you want me to clean something, just let me know. You know, just like just stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know about Katrina, like I can't speak for her, so whatever she does, like I don't know what to tell you guys. So they were like, okay, thank you for, you know, talking to us and stuff like that, but like I feel like they should have came up to us and talked to us if they had a problem because they started everything. But me not liking drama in my living space, and it was like just so weird because we all share the space, so like living in drama is not what I like. I don't like tension. I don't like to feel like I'm trapped in the room. Then they get into an argument with Katrina, and Katrina's like, they were all up in my face. I was standing there like doing nothing, and they came in the room, they slammed the door, they did this, they did that, like. And then I hear from them, I'm like, oh yeah, she came up in my face. She was like calling us dirty and crackheads and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god. I was so over it. I was so over it, bro. And then by that time, Katrina was not my favorite person. Like she was not. I was living with her for like a year and a half. She was not my favorite person by then. And then all the drama, and she could have just like, there's so many ways that she could have just been the bigger person or just not even like stress the little things. Because like we would walk in the room and it would smell like weed, right? Yes, we can get in trouble for that, but we're not gonna, like, I'm not gonna like slam doors or like roll my eyes at them or do like little stuff like that just because the room was smelling like weed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it was just so many little things that she did to me that I was just like, I don't even want to be around you anymore. Like I was just so ready to go. And then break was coming up, and I was like, thank the freaking Lord. I just didn't like being there after a while. I get a text from Katrina telling me everything that happened, and she was like, I'm going to go tell on them that they were smoking weed in our room. And she did. She had to file out a freaking whole form, and then I get a text from the other roommate being like her whole side of the story. So eventually the girls move out of the room and we stay. So then break comes, and Katrina's like ecstatic that they're leaving. She's so happy because she got them in trouble and she wanted them to leave the room so bad. And then I remember specifically that night she asked me, do you think I made the wrong decision? I was like, well, it doesn't matter now. And then that's exactly what I said. So I understand how that can make her feel bad, but that's what I said. But I said, it doesn't matter now. Like, whatever happened just happened. Like, I'm not trying to get involved in it again by giving my opinion on the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? Because then she can use me as backup, and she would use me as backup, because probably at that point she knew I wasn't with the bullshit and I didn't want to be involved in anything. So she probably felt that and was just asking my opinion so that she can use me as backup and feel like she did the right thing in snitching on them and having them kicked out of our room. So she got mad at me for saying that it's not my problem and it doesn't really matter now. So that was just annoying. I'm telling you guys, she would get mad at me for the littlest things, and I don't understand. I've never had a friend get so mad at me so many times. It was just a bad experience. It was just a bad experience overall, and I don't know if she knows what she did, but like, or like how I even felt, because we never really talked about it, because she never really asked me how I felt about anything. But yeah, I was just like, I was really over it and I just wanted to leave, but I stayed another semester. When I came back, everything was cool. It was just like little things that really bothered me. Like she would make little jabs at me and make me feel like sometimes she would make me feel like I'm not like doing the right thing, or I'm not good enough, or like I was stupid or something like that. And I was just like I noticed all of it and I was just letting it go because I was just trying to figure out a way on getting out. At that time I didn't really have a way of getting out, so I was just putting up with it until I met like other people, until I met my two other friends that I'm still friends with now. Then everything just became so much easier. Like I didn't have to deal with her, not even literally deal with her. I didn't have to deal with her alone. I had another person to vent to, because since the school was so small, there wasn't a lot of people for me to like get to know or like want to get to know. And then eventually she would get mad over me hanging out with them all the time, and we were working at that time too, so we barely saw each other. We only see each other at night or something like that. And some days I just wouldn't want to be around her still, because like I felt like the freedom I had with my other friends, and I just didn't want to go back into that. Like it was basically like a toxic friendship. So let me tell you guys about that. So I was just chilling in the living space. Like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to just have the room to myself, and it's like really quiet. Then it's like around 11 or 12 and she comes in and she's like, I hear like banging on the door, so I'm thinking like maybe she locked herself out. But then when I go to the door, I hear her talking to a guy. So like I'm like automatically annoyed because she didn't tell me that she was gonna bring somebody over. I'm in pajamas, I'm in the living space, like I don't want to see anybody, and she's drunk. Like I really don't like her when she's drunk because she's kind of messy and she likes to talk, and I was just like, I don't want to have to take care of anybody when they're drunk. Like it's not something I like to do. She comes in, she's drunk, and she goes, hi, and I'm like, hi, and she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. And then she's on the phone and I hear her in the room just like knocking stuff over. Like she's like throwing her bag on the floor, she's like throwing her coat on the floor, and I mean the floor like as in like the outside floor. And then right before my friend comes in, she was like oh, like she said something to me, and I was just laughing. I'm like, why are you being so loud? She was like, I'm being loud? And she was like, I was like, yeah, you're throwing your stuff all over the place. And she was like, sorry. And she was like, and then my friend comes in and I was just sitting there like, and my friend goes like, what happened? Because I'm still sitting there like, what? Like, why is she getting mad at me because I said she was loud? Like, I didn't say it in like a mean way. I didn't say, why are you being so loud? Like, I said it like, you're being really loud. Like, I wasn't like trying to hurt her feelings. Like, I was just saying it like in a laughing manner. And she took it so personally. And I don't know if that's like because she was drunk or whatever, but I really don't know. It was just like, what the hell just happened? So when my friend was like, what happened? She comes back out. She picks up her stuff from the middle of the floor. And she was like, there's no pleasing Elissa. Or something like that. She was like, Elissa's always mad at me. I'm like, what? What? So I explained to my friend what just happened. And she's confused as hell too. So after Katrina gets her stuff, says whatever she said, she goes back in the room, she locks the door. I mean, not locks the door, but she slams the door. And so I went to bed thinking like nothing, like everything was fine. Like she's just gonna sleep it off and hopefully she's not mad in the morning because I don't want to put up with that. So the morning comes, we have class, and she's like not talking to me. She's still slamming doors. I'm just like, yo, like what the fuck? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm so confused. Like, why are you so mad because I said you were being loud? Oh, I just ignored her. I ignored her for the rest of the day. Later that night, I'm like, oh, I think I went to go grab my stuff to go take a shower. It was either to take a shower or to just sleep in the other room. Since we were in a 4-person room, there was another room that had 2 beds. So I'm like, oh, like I don't even want to like, I was planning on just staying, like sleeping over in the other room. So I went in the room and she's like, so you're not gonna talk to me? I'm like, what do you want me to say? And she was like, so you ignored me this whole day? Like, I'm like, what? Like, you're still mad at me. Like, why should I talk to you? Like, why do I have to be the person to reach out to you to see if you're okay because you're mad at me? Like, what? We got into like an argument. So then I started to grab all of my stuff. And she was like, she said something and I yelled at her. I was like, okay, so don't talk to me. And I was like, she was like, don't fucking yell at me, Elissa. And I just grabbed whatever I had in my hand and I just left. And I went into the other room and I texted my friend who lives right next door. It was me and her arguing and I need you to help me get all my stuff out. And then she was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I explained to her the argument and she was like, okay, I'm gonna come over. So she came over, she helped me take all my stuff out. We took basically all my stuff out and put it in the other room. And then she sent me like this big paragraph and I probably still have it. I still have it, and she sent me this long ass paragraph. I think all I said was like okay or something, or be like, or I told her like that I was leaving and I'm not dorming anymore. I called my grandmother and I asked her if it was okay if I lived with her the next semester. Well, for the rest of my college semesters, but like the rest of my college whatever. So that's when I called her and I asked her if she had space for me to live there, and I told her what day I would be moving in, like what day break ends and what day school starts and stuff like that. So she was like prepared for me to move in. Me and her have not talked, but we have seen each other because we're still in the honors program, so we still have a class together. So yeah, but as of Friday, that's ended in the honors semester. The honors program is now over for us, and I have received my honors cord, and I don't have to see her anymore. That was a long video, huh, guys? And this lighting, I'm so sorry. That was my roommate experience. I'm not traumatized by it, really. I just know that next time I have a roommate and there's something I don't like that they're doing, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something because the way she was treating me was not the way I should have been treated, and do not know why I let that go on for so long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long story time. Most people don't really know about what happened and why I left the dorming in my school, but that is why. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys didn't take this like too seriously, because now that I'm over it, I'm really don't take it too seriously. Like the whole thing, like I wish her the best or whatever, like I don't feel any type of way or any hatred towards her, but like I just know that we cannot be friends again, and I will not be friends with her again. So that's that. If you want more story times, like, comment, or subscribe. Of course, subscribe just for fun. But yeah, that's it. Bye.